to see you again.
You too. All right. So the last time we met, we went over a lot of stuff. We went over your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about your dad and your mom and your religious beliefs. We talked about you getting married, which I think you did over this weekend.
Yes,
correct?
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we talked a little bit about your sister-in-law and a few other things. Was there anything specifically you wanted to talk more about, or do you want to bring something new to the table?
Really the main things I'm thinking about or have been thinking about is the wedding and just kind of becoming a wife and adjusting to that role. And then my new family, obviously they've been around, but now it kind of seems like we're on a new level. I mean, the day of the wedding went really good, but the couple of days before were a little bit stressful, just trying to get ready. Tensions were a little bit high. I kind of just feel a little bit guilty about taking my anger out on people that were trying to help me. So
let's elaborate on that a little more.
Well, the main explosion was on my dad, which I feel really bad because he was just trying to help, but we were basically just setting things up and he wanted to do something differently than I had planned because I had all of this in my head and I knew exactly how I wanted it. I've been planning it for like 13 months and I kind of by myself and it was all here and I had to tell everybody else how I wanted it, but because I was so stressed out it was hard for me to communicate my thoughts, and so I kind of yelled a little bit and I felt bad and I think he understood, but it all went well. But yeah, the day of everything went well and
smoothly.
He still walked me down the aisle, so it was fine.
That's really good. Did you kind of apologize to him afterwards, or was there any kind of like communication about that specific argument after?
Not really. He just kind of made a lighthearted comment about, well, you only had 2 bridezilla moments, or something like that, and we just kind of laughed it off, and I think he understood, but I did feel very guilty afterwards, but I was still a little bit mad and didn't want to apologize right away. But I mean, other than that, everything went really well the day of, and I feel like I'm okay that it's over because it's a happy memory now, and everything went so well, so I feel like I'm okay with it being over and kind of moving on in my life. So
that's good. I think your sister-in-law, I'm assuming she was there.
She was.
Was there any issues with that?
Not that day. I mean, she's just who she is, and I'm just trying to adjust to her personality. And I am the oldest, as I told you before, of 2, and we're all 2 years apart, and we never really had any jealousy issues within, like, with me and my siblings. And coming into my husband's family now, I'm trying to still get used to him and his brother are 4 years apart. He has an older brother, and there's a constant rivalry, constantly. If they like the same things, it's just a huge issue, and that was never an issue in my family. We always, if we liked the same things, it was great, because typically we didn't. We weren't, my sister liked Barbies, and I was outside on my bicycle. So if we did like something, it was good, and with them, it's just constantly the competition all the time, and I feel like my new sister-in-law, Lauren, is kind of like that as well, and just, she kind of feels like she knows everything about everything, and I'm really trying to just adjust to that and just let it roll off my back, but it's kind of hard, and I'm also adjusting to being the youngest. I'm younger than Chris, and he's the youngest in his family, so they definitely treat me like the youngest at points, and I'm really trying to adjust to that, and just telling myself that it's not anything personal, it's just the situation. I'm just getting used to being in that role.
I mean, you obviously feel stressed about that because it's not controllable.
Right.
You can't control being the youngest and the new one. You're the new one.
Exactly.
You're
exactly.
New. So, I mean, that's gotta be stressful, but it's normal.
Right. I mean, I feel like
it'll all get better.
Yeah. I feel like I've known his family for 2 years now. But like I said, it's just kind of this new permanent role in their family. Like, this is my family now. And I get along with them all pretty well. It's just adjusting to their different ways of thinking and doing.
So we talked about the sister-in-law, but you've kind of been saying, like, family. Like, how about his parents and his immediate family? What about that? How's that been adjusting with you?
good. I mean, like I said, I've known him, and now it's just kind of this new take on things. But, I mean, his mom and his sister-in-law don't get along. And I kind of feel like sometimes I'm stuck in the middle of that because his mom and I do get along. I mean, she's not my best friend by any means, but we get along, and I deal with her personality, and, everything's fine. There's been no huge arguments or anything. So I kind of do feel like I'm stuck in the middle of that a lot because my sister-in-law will make comments like, oh, she likes you more, and they like, just talking about Chris and I compared to her and her husband, and I don't like that. I don't like the competition. It's just we're all one family is how I think of it, and she kind of puts that on me a lot.
Is there like a reason why she likes you more than your sister-in-law?
Well, Casey and Lauren had their son before they were married.
Okay.
And his parents are very Catholic, and I think that was a huge adjustment. I mean, everybody was really happy that Isaac was coming along, but at the same time, Lauren and Nancy already had personality issues, and then they were both trying to be the mother of one child, and Nancy couldn't really be the grandma. And so they had a lot of, in-your-face conflicts about who is the mom and how to raise Isaac. And so that's the main issue, but they just kind of have that personality clash anyway. And
you said in your last interview that you and your husband now are more religious than your family. Is the sister-in-law and his brother, are they not that they don't share that faith bond that you and his parents kind of share?
No, and his parents are Catholic, and Chris and I go to Methodist church. Casey and Lauren don't go to church.
But there's similarities between them.
Definitely. Just
vice versa than no religion.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I do feel like that's something too. I almost don't even want to bring up any kind of, we had a church function like a barbecue, and Chris and I were volunteering, and they all came out. Lauren and Casey came out too. But I just felt like there's this kind of an elephant in the room. We're not religious, and you think you're better than us. Like I said, it's just a constant competition on everything. And I think especially with Lauren, I feel like she's 8 years older than me, but at the same time, we're kind of on the same, like she just graduated from college, and we're kind of on the same level, but then she is that much older than me, and I think she just plays that big sister role a lot, and I'm not used to it, and just comparing a lot with everything.
Yeah.
So I just kind of feel like she puts a lot of stress on me that I don't feel is necessary, I guess.
What about living at home with your husband? How is that?
It's great so far. We just got back into reality yesterday, so it's kind of strange because it's the same, but there's a legal document now. Everything, and we just kind of keep talking too. It was just kind of our reception and our wedding was just almost a celebration of us. Yeah. But now it's the same. I think it's going to be really good.
Is it weird not having something to plan?
Kind of. I still have school. Which is, constantly the deadlines and everything. But it's kind of just this peacefulness almost now that I don't feel like this weekend I have to do something or, just kind of, what do you want to do this weekend? Do you want to go out or do you, just the relaxation part of it again is nice.
That's awesome. Is there anything else you were thinking about talking about today?
Like I said, the main things are just family.
Now that your wedding has happened and you guys are good, what about school? How is jumping back into school? How are you feeling right now?
It's kind of, before, and all summer I knew that I had to get ahead and do stuff before the wedding. I did not think beyond the wedding. I have a calendar of everything that's due, and I didn't think about, everything that was happening after the wedding. So I'm kind of having to just kind of get back into it. And, I've only been back in school for 2 days after the wedding, so it's going okay, but I've got stuff due now that it's the middle of the semester and midterm time. So it's a little bit stressful, but at the same time, I feel like I'm going to have more time to focus on it because I don't have to do wedding stuff every evening. So I think that'll be good.
Good. And does he seem stressed at all, like going back into work and stuff?
He was looking forward to it yesterday, but then after he came home yesterday, he was like, okay, so when are we going on vacation again? So, he enjoys his job, so it's not that bad. And it's, we live in a small town, so it's kind of like we get to go out and like kind of reminisce about the wedding and talk, everybody's telling us their favorite part and how much they enjoyed it. So it's still a little bit new and, have the newlywed feeling going on. So it's good.
That's great. And I mean, like I said, we discussed all of these great things and we touched on things from the last time. We didn't get to everything that we kind of talked about. So definitely some other things that we might want to bring up next time. But we went really well today.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you next time.
All right. Thank you.